Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. Welcome to today's Gies Online Master of Business Administration webinar. I'm going to give about a second for everyone to be able to join in. But while we're waiting, I do want to mention that we have this QR code on the bottom right of our screen. If you would like to get connected with our team at a time that really works for you, just to be able to discuss your options, that's a really great way of getting connected with us. So you could always scan that QR code and just get connected as soon as possible. All right, I think I'm going to get us started for today. So thank you all so much for joining from wherever you are in the world. My name is Roxana Madani. I'm a coordinator here with recruiting and admissions with Gies Online Programs, and I'm really excited to spend the next hour with you all just going over our iMBA program. I'm also very grateful to be joined by one of our current student ambassadors in the iMBA program. So we have Subodh. If you could just explain a little bit more about your background, your career background, and also why you chose to pursue an MBA, that would be great.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Subodh Bhatotia. Um, I I am working as a principal engineer in Boston Scientific, which is a medical device organization where I work for mobile application software development as a principal engineer for SCS and DVS like brain and spinal cord therapies. My previous background spans throughout different companies like Samsung, where I worked on consumer electronics on majorly on flagship Galaxy phones, and Harman, where I worked on smart home applications on Android also. I I chose this program because I think with the over 1 decade of technical expertise and experience, I wanted to have some experience which can bridge my technical knowledge gap with the management experience and how actually the process and business works. When I went through all the options with different universities, Geese Online, I'll say IMBA stands out the most, considering the ROI which this program provides, and of course the reputation which this university and this program have. And with 1 year almost about to complete in this year, I am pretty happy that I took this decision. And the learning experience has been enormous, along with the connect which I was able to get with the different people in this program.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we'll be hearing a lot more about Subodh's experience with Geese Online throughout the presentation as well. And then I'm also really grateful to be just joined by my colleague, Megan King. She's just going to be assisting us in the Q&A and in the chat. So if you do have any questions throughout the webinar, definitely feel free to jump into the Q&A session and ask any questions that you have. Megan will be able to answer all of those. If you could please use the Q&A feature rather than the chat to ask questions, just so it's easier for us to navigate through and answer those questions as soon as possible. And then Megan's also going to be sharing a few general links to our website in the chat as well, just throughout the presentation. So you can also feel free to go through those links while you're looking through the presentation in case you have any questions. There's a lot of information about all of our educational offerings, so it's definitely very useful to use as you are going through the presentation as well. And just to get things started for today, I do want to really quickly see where everyone is joining us from. We definitely enjoy seeing where all of our guests are joining in from, since this is a global program and we do have students from all over the globe. You're able to use this QR code or the link on the top hand side of the screen on this next slide that I'm about to show. So either that polev.com/geeseonline link at the top left or that QR code on the top right-hand side. You can scan that, or even if it's easier, just putting into the chat where you're joining from. We'd love to see where everyone is currently at. I'm currently in the Peoria, Illinois area, so about an hour and a half away from the Urbana-Champaign campus. Subodh, where are you joining us from today?
I'm based out in Los Angeles from California. So
Wonderful. So your
on the
weather's probably a lot better than Illinois right now.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's great. A lot of people from the US. That's wonderful to see. Let me look in the chat really quickly. I'll keep this on about a second or two before we continue on. I see New York. That's wonderful. All right. I'm going to continue on to the next slide. So just a really quick glance at our agenda for today. Since we've already gotten through those introductions at the start, I'm going to just begin by giving a quick overview about University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, as well as Gies College of Business. We're then going to go over some general details about Gies Online programs, and then we'll really dive into the iMBA program overview, discuss the curriculum and content, as well as review the application process and any tips that we can give for our prospective learners. And then again, I do want to mention, we'll hopefully have a little bit of time at the very end for any questions, but you can definitely use that Q&A feature throughout the presentation as well. So to touch a little bit more on the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign campus, there are approximately 35,000 undergraduate students and 20,000 graduate students. The University of Illinois is a land grant institution, so we are committed to providing life-changing access to education at a very affordable cost to all of our learners worldwide. A few quick stats about the university. We are ranked the #9 public university in the nation by US News and World Report. We're also a top 5 university for National Science Foundation funded research. And then we have over 500,000 alumni. Our university has one of the largest alumni organizations, and that's definitely going to be a huge support to you as a Gies student and alum. Specifically within Gies College of Business, we were ranked the #1 biggest business school innovation of the decade by Poets and Quants, and they also ranked us as the 2022 MBA Program of the Year. We were also ranked the #1 accountancy faculty, and that was by the BYU Accounting Faculty Research Rankings. And we are a top 10 public undergraduate business school in the nation by US News and World Report. And then finally, I mentioned the alumni networking within University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, but specifically within Gies College of Business, we have over 81,000 Gies Business alumni, and they're able to connect and network with you as a Gies Business student. To really quickly touch on Geese Business online programs in general, it was built on 3 main pillars, and that would be flexibility, stackability, and being online by design. I am going to go into detail a lot more on each of these pillars throughout the presentation, but just to give a quick overview of each. With flexibility, Geese Online is designed to fit your learner journey. All of our programs are 100% online, and there are no in-person commitments. It's also very flexible with its pacing, so you're able to choose between 1 or 2 courses within the 8-week terms that we offer. And then finally, our programs have a very flexible tuition structure. So with that, we have the pay-as-you-go model. It's for all of our tuition and fees, which really means that you're only paying for the courses that you're currently enrolled in. Moving on to stackability, Geese Online really works to ensure that all of our education is accessible to all of our students worldwide. Our Geese credentials stack and they work together so that it's better to be able to fit for you and your individual goals. We do offer multiple different degree access points, and that's from our free Coursera MOOCs to the 4-credit non-degree courses, as well as graduate certificates in our full master's degree programs. This way, with the stackability options, you're really able to gain valuable skills and also explore your options, essentially allowing you to build your own educational path. I'm also going to touch a little bit more in depth on the stackable options in the next slide. And then finally, the online by design format. So we really designed our credentials to cater to thousands of learners worldwide, and it really gives the ability for just about anyone to participate within the program wherever you are in the world. So we have been providing this online delivery since 2016 as one of the first online MBA programs offered at an affordable price. And all of this is done without actually having to sacrifice that interaction and collaboration that you would be getting with your peers and the faculty. So we do offer a high engagement synchronous aspect within each of our courses, as well as an asynchronous portion that can be done at your own time and at your own pace. I am going to discuss both of those options and the portion within our coursework a little bit more in the next few slides as well. So both, can you really quickly touch, I know you mentioned it a little bit, but just why you chose Geese Online and what really drew you to the program?
Sure. So, as I said, you have almost more than a decade of experience in working on a technical side as a technical leader. But growing into the career, I feel that I really wanted to understand why my technical management or leadership are taking decisions not just based on a technical aspect, but on the business aspect or ROI side of this. To understand how I can actually make an impact on what I was developing as an R&D engineer. and how can I can grow into my personal professional growth. I think like Geese stood out one of the program which can help me a lot, specifically talking about like we all talk about why, like there are many good courses, but I would like to highlight one thing which I was influenced by most: business strategy. Like why mission is important for a company, why we need to have a business strategy, how those strategies changes when we learn about those things, and when we are working on an organization and apply everything on those things, you really start connecting the dots and understand how the business and anything works in a better way. It's not just about learning business. Few other courses like leadership and management, they give you why a leader need to be very empathetic, why he need to really understand with whom they are working, either they are seniors or juniors, and how they we should behave to make ourselves better and make more productive also. So with all these experiences, I felt like this is one of the biggest decision or reason I took to join this program with Geese Online Business.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And then we'll also
Yeah.
go a little bit more in depth on the different portions of the asynchronous and synchronous component. And we'll also ask you a little bit more about that as well
Sure.
later on.
Mhm.
But thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, to go a little bit more in depth on that stackability option that we offer with Geese Online. So as I mentioned before, we do have multiple different degree access points so that you're able to begin with. And this model on the slide really shows how each Geese credential is able to build into the next one. So the very first access point, it starts with our MOOCs, and these are those massive open online courses or the free online courses on Coursera that our students are able to take. This is asynchronous and it's done on your own time and at your own pace, and it really just gives you specific foundational knowledge within a skill area. The second degree access point would be taking a 4-credit non-degree Illinois course. Taking a non-degree Geese course really gives you that transcriptable credit from the University of Illinois, and it includes 2 MOOCs as well as a high engagement aspect, a synchronous component that's done on the Illinois Canvas platform. Taking a 4-credit non-degree course really helps you feel out the program, and it's a really great option if you're curious to see how courses work and you do want to start with something that's going to give you that University of Illinois transcriptable credit, and it can be stacked into a certificate or degree. Specifically, to find out exactly which 2 MOOCs are embedded within a specific Illinois course, you just need to go onto our website and look at the course description for each Illinois course. And under the Coursera components section, you'll be able to see exactly which 2 MOOCs are embedded within that course. So a really good note to mention is that you can get started on these MOOCs at any time, and then later on, you're able to apply as a non-degree student and complete that high engagement portion. Then those MOOCs that you've already completed are going to be transferred to your Illinois account, so you don't have to retake those asynchronous components again. It is still available to you as a non-degree student, so you can look back onto that information, and it is definitely valuable to look at it afterwards as well. The third access point would be our graduate certificate credentials, and these give you mastery within specific subjects that we offer with our unique curriculum. So we do have currently 13 different graduate certificate options, and they're all made up of 12 total credit hours. And then this really helps you get started learning with us. So you're able to review each graduate certificate course description to find out exactly which 4-credit courses are able to be completed and stacked into a graduate certificate as well. And then finally, the fourth access point includes our 3 online master's degree programs, and we currently offer that in accountancy, management, and business administration. I do want to mention all 13 of our graduate certificate options are fully stackable into any of our online master's degree programs. And then a very final level of stacking that we offer that isn't actually shown on this slide is that the IMSM and the IMSA are actually able to be stacked into the iMBA. So if you do decide to start the IMSM, complete that program, and then stack it into the iMBA, 36 credit hours are added toward your iMBA degree upon acceptance. And then similarly for the IMSA, you can take that program first. Once you complete that, you're able to stack that into the iMBA as well. And 24 total credit hours are able to be stacked into the iMBA upon acceptance. So essentially with this model, you're able to start wherever you want and be able to build off of that. I do have a really quick poll for you all to answer on this next slide, just about what's been holding you back from pursuing a graduate education. We'd love to just see exactly where your head's at with all of this as we get started with the program. So If you do want to answer, whether that's in the chat or answering to the poll that we have, you can input any information about whether the cost, the online format, time commitment, ROI, difficulty, or anything else that you have that would be holding you back from pursuing a graduate education. We'd love to be able to see a little bit more. So I do see a lot about the time commitment, which is really important. We are going to touch on all of these different features within the webinar, but this is really great to be able to see a little bit more. And then if you do choose that other option, please feel free to put in the chat exactly what's been holding you back. We'd love to see the specifics as well. All right, wonderful. I'll keep it on for about another second or two before I move on. All right. So now to move on a little bit more and just discuss our general offerings before we go into the iMBA program. With our graduate certificates, we do have those 13 different options, and they're all made up of the iMBA, IMSA, and IMSM courses, which is essentially why all of our graduate certificates are able to be stacked into our master's degree programs. Earning a graduate certificate gives you a total of 12 credit hours from the University of Illinois, and you're able to earn a transcriptable certificate upon completion. The application process for graduate certificates is very straightforward, and you should be able to complete it within a short amount of time. And then if you are admitted into a graduate certificate, you can then choose if you want to stack that into a master's degree program or just keep it standalone. For more details on all of our graduate certificates, you are able to visit the website. Megan, if you're able to put that link into chat just for our graduate certificate options. I'm just going to give a really quick list of each offering we have, and they are sorted based on general business and then accounting specific certificates. And I do also want to mention, we do have an upcoming lunch and learn session at the very end of this month that's going to be going over all of our accountancy graduate certificates if you are interested in that as well. So now to really focus in on the iMBA program. This degree is going to be a total of $24,984 in tuition and fees. And to be able to satisfy the degree requirements for this program, you would just complete 72 total credit hours from University of Illinois. And the graduate coursework would essentially entail 48 hours of required core courses, so about 12 courses, and then 24 hours of elective courses, so about 6 elective courses. Typically, you're able to complete the program in as little as 24 months, or you can stretch it out to 36 months. We do provide that 2 to 3 year timeline to complete the program, but the graduate college actually does offer a maximum of 5 years to finish the degree. So if you do need to take breaks within the program, you are able to do that as well. Currently, there are 5 start dates for the iMBA, and that's either a January or March start for the spring term, a May start for the summer term, and then an August or October start for the fall term. With the iMBA program, students can expect to spend about 10 to 15 hours, and that's per week, per course, depending on the content familiarity of the course. So essentially, you can plan on budgeting around 25 hours per week if you're looking for that 2-year timeline to completion, and less if you're looking for a 3-year timeline. And essentially, it would be about two courses each semester if you're looking for that 2 to 2.5 year timeline that we usually offer. And I do also want to mention we have really good sample schedules on our website as well. It does show you a bunch of different ways that you're able to structure the program degree plan in a way that fits your timeline to completion as well. And so both, can you touch really quickly on your timeline, how it's been for you? What was the process of like picking up the classes, rearranging, working with our team to kind of schedule that to fit your needs as well?
Sure. So I started this degree last summer, to summer 2024. And for me, I have been taking 2 classes per term as of now. And I started with one, but when I saw the flexibility of this program and the quality of the online lectures which it provides, I gained the confidence that actually I can learn quickly because it's very flexible. You go and first learn on the Coursera, then you go have your online classes where you clear all the doubts. Then all the assignments and quizzes, whether individual and team, are something which are actually giving me a very good learning experiences, and it's quite flexible also. You guys can relate. Like I recently had our third baby, and along with that, also with office work, with the flexibility that this program provide, I think like I'm able to attend those lectures or see the recordings, work on at my own pace, and have a very good learning experience throughout these things. And I will still say that I'm planning to complete this within 3 years. That's the max which I'm thinking because I want to make sure that I participate in different immersion programs. I heard a lot good things about immersion programs and capstones, where this university provides you to go to a industry, work on actual pitching of a sale or any project. One of my colleague or uh, known person went to Japan and she had a wonderful experience. Talks so much about that that I can't wait to actually go and participate on those things also. So overall, these are my plans and how I planning to structure my degree completion thing.
That's very important to know. And we are going to touch a little bit more on those immersion opportunities, the different opportunities we offer with Gies Online a little bit more, but that's great to mention. All right. So a little bit about the class profile with the iMBA program. The average age for our students is about 37 years of age, and they typically have around 11 years of work experience. There is a requirement to have a minimum of at least 3 years full-time work experience when applying for the iMBA, which is why our class profile does have that higher average work experience. We do have a 79% amount of domestic learners with 50 states represented and territories represented. And then 21% of our students are global learners. So we have over 100 countries represented as well. And then finally, we do have 88 Fortune 100 companies that are also currently represented. So this just shows a really great kind of class profile glimpse at what our class profile looks like. So we also do like to check in with our iMBA students after graduation just to see on that real-time application and ROI that both mentioned as well. So as of 2024, about 62% of our students received a promotion, job offer, or even accepted a new position during the iMBA program. Gies students also reported a 25% pay increase during and immediately after the iMBA program, and 94% of students applied exactly what they learned in the iMBA program to their work. So this just shows how quickly that ROI is visible following graduation with the Gies College of Business. Now to go a little bit more into into the iMBA curriculum and the details for that. So you will need again to complete 72 total credit hours for the University of Illinois, and that does offer graduate coursework with 48 hours that you need to complete, so the 12 required courses, and 24 hours of elective courses. All four of the core specializations listed on the slide are required. And then you do have the option to complete 2 focus areas, or you can choose 1 focus area specialization and an elective path. So it really helps let your interests in your career goals kind of be your guide as you're looking through the different curriculum that we offer. And we do offer over 18 elective courses to choose from. The iMBA program does have required capstone projects, and it is part of our curriculum. So students essentially work through a case study with a team, and that is where all of the deliverables are built off of each module, and they do build on each other. And then with this, within our program, you would need to complete 3 total capstones. So it'd be 2 specialization capstones and 1 program capstone at the very end of the program. The specialization capstones are about 2 weeks in length, and students are able to choose from specializations that best meet their academic and professional interests. And then the program capstone, again, is done at the very end of the program, and it is a total of 4 weeks in length. I do want to mention that those capstones are really group-based projects that are typically focused on a specific case study. Experiential learning opportunities, such as those immersions that Subodh mentioned, may be completed to fulfill one of those 2 capstones. So I am going to discuss a little bit more about immersions later on in the presentation as well, but just to mention that. And then iDegree learners also do have the option to obtain up to 2 graduate certificates while in pursuit of the MBA degree. So in addition to the graduate certificates that we offer that you're able to stack into the program, you are able to select from 5 different options that we offer once you're already admitted into the iMBA program as an embedded certificate. So we do offer embedded certificates within digital marketing, entrepreneurship and strategic innovation, global challenges in business, business analytics, and then mergers and acquisitions. And then let me move on to the next one. Sorry about that, having a little bit of a lag. Okay. So a quick note about the I. This does refer to the method of delivery that we offer with our programs. It's not going to appear on your transcript or your diploma, and it will look like just any residential program that we offer with the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign campus. This is a common question that we do get, so we do like to mention that as well. Now to move a little bit more into the actual curriculum, the two different components that we offer. Gies College of Business is home to over 215 full-time faculty, and that is across our accountancy, business administration, and our finance fields. More than half of Gies faculty is actively engaged in research, and that's in how business is taught and how it's done. So we do have over 70 faculty members that are currently teaching within our online programs, and they have that industry and research expertise. Again, our faculty is very committed to that experiential hands-on learning, and we do offer a very big focus on global perspectives as well. So both, can you touch really quickly on that high engagement aspect, how it's been for you as you've been getting started with the program, what the live sessions are like, if you could touch on like any group assignments, projects, what you've been able to complete so far, that would be great.
Sure. Um, I feel the live session are the highlights of this program. The way professor are actually making us involved and engaged has been really stand out for me, especially talking about few of the live sessions where the more you participate at the end of the session, the professor tells or give you a hat of a pad and those kind of recognition where good asking a good question is really motivated. Along with it, I think like the group assignments and other things are a really good learning for that, especially mentioning about like we were involved in one of the group assignment where we had to stimulate team collaboration by doing a Everest hike, and how the importance of communication among the team or data keeping and making decision based on data is important. All those things comes up really had a good impact that how these small things really matters when you're managing a large group of team or a organization. And again, coming back to the sessions, I feel like those are very relevant if you do your Coursera content for that module before going into those live session. Then you can correlate very much what new kind of content the professor can build upon with the recordings which are present in the Coursera, so that your concept and your examples which they really want to give you can correlate and have a better understanding on those theoretical things as well with the practical examples.
It's really important to note. So with all of our
Yeah.
programs, we do offer at least 3 to 4 different sessions within the week that you're able to join. We do have it at different times so that our global learners are able to come in at a reasonable time, and then it's all recorded and put on Canvas. So if you're not able to make it, you definitely are able to get that information still through the lecture on our Canvas platform. But using those live sessions, that high engagement aspect is really important for some of our learners, since you're able to get into those breakout sessions, discuss with the faculty a little bit more, and also interact with your peers. So thank you so much for mentioning that as well. A very popular question that we do get from our prospective learners is about how the online lectures are provided and what it really entails, since it is a fully online credential. I do want to really quickly share a small video from one of our Gies faculty, Professor Hayden Noel. This is a really quick video. I'm going to make sure my sound works.
Hello and welcome from wherever in the world you are. One thing you'll know by now is realize you are not going to be able to just sit back. Got excited.
Absolutely.
I do not believe in exams. It will be a collaborative event, something you do over time with others. And that's what we do in this class. I want you to put up your hands and tell me 2 associations from the case.
Tradition comes to mind.
Associated with a working man.
Also inexpensive and very accessible.
And my passes by saying, all of you, go out in the world and be successful.
So our students have a lot of positive feedback from these sessions, and the really best part about this is it's able to keep that flexibility for each learner, since we do offer those different sessions within the week, and then it's also recorded and put on Canvas. And I also do want to mention really quickly, we do offer mock live sessions as well. I know we do have an upcoming one in March, so it's a really great way to be able to kind of test drive what those courses, that high engagement aspect, looks like with our actual Gies faculty as well. So now to move on to that online by design format. So we currently have 2 components to our coursework. The first component is our asynchronous portion. This is all done on Coursera, and it's basically your quote unquote textbook for the course. These are those non-credit MOOCs that I discussed earlier, and you're able to complete that on your own time and at your own pace. And it's very fit for individuals that are looking for career-aligned training. I do want to mention Coursera offers digital certificates, so you're able to audit the MOOC for free, and then you're also able to earn a digital certificate from Coursera, but you would need to pay a fee for that. And then I also want to mention those digital certificates from Coursera are different from the graduate certificates that we offer with Gies Online, just to make that differentiation as well. So with the Coursera component, the content that you're typically going to see includes videos, quizzes, assignments, and then peer evaluations. The second component that we also offer is that synchronous or high engagement portion of the course. This is done on the Canvas platform, so it's very similar to any university Blackboard platform that you'd be seeing. And the synchronous component is really where you're able to interact with faculty and your peers on a weekly basis. This portion is built on the MOOCs, so it's able to give you a chance to dig into that content from Coursera and then be able to apply it to real world scenarios. We do have weekly live sessions that are hosted by our faculty, again, at different times to ensure that our global learners have a chance to join in. And then again, they're also recorded and put on Canvas. With the high engagement component, this includes individual and group projects, case studies. Some of our courses do have exams, and then there's peer discussions and tutoring options as well. Our faculty also provides office hours just to ensure that they're providing that faculty support since it is a fully online structure. And then completing both the asynchronous and synchronous components are required to earn a transcriptable credit from the University of Illinois for any of our 4 credit courses. So can you really quickly just touch on how you were able to balance the Coursera and the high engagement component so far? Has it been easy navigating through? I know some of our students say they like to go onto Coursera at least a week in advance, look at that content, and then get into the high engagement portion. How have you been able to navigate it?
Yeah, sure. So I feel like I agree. Like most of us, like the team members, including me, what we really prefer is to have the Coursera modules being completed before the live session goes there. The reason for that, the Coursera has pre-recorded videos covering the theoretical part of that, along with practice test and a module test, which I feel if we do everything before the live session starts, you'll have a very good understanding about the different part of examples which professor will be taking in the live sessions. When you already have done those things, the breakout room sessions which are there in the live sessions, like when you divide into certain groups and professor give you a real life example to work upon and come back as a group and present it, we have a very valuable insight and collaboration or engagement if your Coursera has been done there. And I feel like Coursera being a self-paced thing has been helpful. And with all the, like, as you've seen that most of us are experienced person there, and with the time management skill, most of people have dedicated this. It's very useful that you dedicate when you want to complete your Coursera and before going into the live sessions to get maximum output from that.
Makes sense. And I do see that question just about the Coursera aspect, it being non-credit, but still being required. It's essentially required since it's like that textbook aspect. So you're able to get all of that actual foundational knowledge and then be able to apply it to those real world scenarios within the case studies and the group assignments that we offer for the high engagement aspect. So they really work on each other as well. And I also want to answer that last question as well. So the weekly live sessions, they're all recorded and put on Canvas after they have the live session. So if you join the live session, you're really able to get that high engagement aspect of the breakout rooms, discussing, answering, getting any questions answered by the Gies faculty right then and there. But then it's also all recorded and put on Canvas as well. So now to move on to networking. This is a very important aspect of our program and also a very important aspect to any working professional that's looking to make an impact within their career. So the way that we're able to support that is through 2 different options. We do offer college-led opportunities, and that includes our iConnects, immersion opportunities, and then our annual iConverge event that's on campus each fall. We have just a few different ways for our students to be able to mingle, and we do host those optional either in-person, domestic, or international options as well. With student-led opportunities, there are also a lot of group opportunities within the course structure itself. but we also offer a few different options as well. So we do have Workplace. It's sort of like a LinkedIn, Facebook mashup. It's a platform where students are able to connect and just be able to get yourself involved with the program even after graduation, since you still do have that access afterwards. I do want to mention Workplace is going to go away for our fall term, but we are replacing it with another networking platform that you're going to be able to utilize in the same sense. We also have student-led meetups, and they're often actually set up from Workplace, where our students that are close to home are able to gather and connect with their fellow students as well as alumni. And then we do have the ambassador program. So this is that really great group of current students and alumni like Subodh that are able to help interact with our prospective students, explain a little bit more about the program, and even offer one-on-one appointments with our prospective learners as well. And then finally, we also have the Illinois Graduate Business Association, so iGBA. It's sort of like a student council for the program, and it's a really great way to get students connected with our administration and our leadership teams. So now to go on those immersion opportunities that we mentioned before. So our iDegree students can choose from either optional virtual or in-person immersion opportunities to be able to tackle real business challenges worldwide while also connecting with our classmates, faculty, and actual industry leaders. These immersions allow for students to really engage in cultural immersions, networking, as well as case competition, and get involved in learning sessions with real company stakeholders across the globe. We currently conduct about 4 immersions within a year, and typically they're about a week-long trip. So the activities are about Monday to Friday, and our students typically arrive the weekend before, and they're back home by the weekend after. I do know in 2024, our trips were to South Africa, Malaysia, Singapore, and then we had a final virtual immersion in Japan last October. Typically with these programs, the capacity is around 30 to 50 students, but it also does vary each trip. And generally, immersion opportunities are just a great opportunity to be able to travel with the class, work on real life business projects, as well as focus on those global challenges and perspectives, and also meet stakeholders within that area as well. And I also do want to mention something really important for our iMBA students specifically. An added bonus is if you do successfully complete an immersion, it can count towards one of those 2 required specialization capstones. So it's just another thing that you're able to check off your graduation list if you are looking for that. Next is iConverge. It's our annual event hosted on campus each fall, usually late September time. And iConverge is a 3-day networking event where we have speakers as well as fun activities planned for our Gies Business students as well as alumni. It's a really great way for you to be able to connect and discuss professional development during that time. This past year in 2024, the theme was entrepreneurship. And then the year before that, the theme was networking. So each of these annual events that we host are usually supported by a general professional development theme. And a lot of those activities that we offer build off of that. And then I do want to mention there's very cool non-businessy events that you're able to join in on as well. So like a home football game that we usually offer. I personally really love joining iConverge each year as a staff member, just because you're able to see the students and be able to connect with them face to face while already knowing their names and their stuff from the online perspective. So it's really just a great way to engage with them in person as well. And I do want to mention again, I would really encourage you to try to take advantage of this iConverge event if you're able to travel, but again, it is optional and not required. So Workplace, as I mentioned before, this is that Facebook LinkedIn mashup platform. It's a really great resource to utilize as an online student. So current students and alumni are able to connect, work on professional development online through this platform. And then again, you do still have access after graduation. So it's a really helpful tool just to keep you connected within Gies College of Business. Student meetups. So student meetups are a really important, unique thing that we offer with Gies Online programs. Since we do have such a big global network with our iDegree students, there are a lot of ways for you to get connected with peers and alumni that are in your area. And it really helps you just work on that professional and academic development that you're looking for. And then I want to mention one more time, all of these opportunities, including our immersions, iConverge, as well as these student-led meetups are all optional and available to all of our degree students, but they are not required. Subodh, can you touch on the networking aspects? How's it been for you so far? Have you been able to go to a student-led meetup at all or attend iConverge?
Yeah, unfortunately, not until now, just because of few of the family commitments and those things. But I do have connected with the Los Angeles student meetup group. We do chat about on those things, connect with each other, and share our experiences there. And I feel like it's really nice that when we have different variety of people living nearby you, they can share your experiences, guide you, and those things. So I'm really looking forward to have this attend this next student meetup in Los Angeles, as well as planning to go into the iConverge whenever time permits. So
That's
looking
great to
forward for
hear.
that. Yeah.
Very great. And I
Yeah.
do also want to mention, so with iConverge, these student-led meetups, even if you're an alumni, you're still able to attend these events as well. So it's open to you even after the fact that you've graduated from the MBA, you're still able to get connected with us and continue working with those peers and faculty within the program as well. So to move on to kind of the support that you're given as an online student, we do have a lot of different support resources, including our Student and Academic Success Team, the SAS team. They offer a lot of different details surrounding degree requirements as well as policies, and then they do provide a degree planning guidance specifically through express advising, open office hours, one-on-one appointments, and then very, very responsive email support. Subal, can you touch really quickly on how the response has been for you with academic services? How have you been able to kind of navigate working with them through degree planning and such?
Of course, I think like first of all, when I started this degree completely online, I was a little concerned that how I'll plan everything and everything will go. But with the tools like 101 guidance, degree planning, express planning, like if anytime I'm stuck anywhere, I literally just book those meetings and representative come there and are really able to help me in a very quick and better way, especially related to degree planning. Like when you have a couple of courses to choose, they really structure your course that before this course, take this course, this will be helpful, and go with this pace and other things. And I felt like this is one of the best thing, which like I did one more degree in data science from Virtual University, but I feel the support which I got from Gies Business School about this has been really a standout for me. And it's not just about technical aspect or planning aspect. If you're really facing anything, anytime I email the support team, usually I get a response within that day, whether it's a uh, problem in submission, any submission quizzes or other things, those technical things are handled very quickly. So yeah, this will be a majorly very useful tool for all the new learners from my perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And once you get admitted into the program, our SAS team does reach out to you. They're very, very, very helpful in being able to assess essentially what your timeline to completion is, what kind of courses you're looking to take. Typically, we tell our students to start off with one course, see how it works, and then continue adding on. And then with the iMBA program, we do have that program's foundation course as well, just to get you involved with the online format, really get you to ease into the program as well. To continue on, we do offer a lot of networking opportunities and connections since that is really what's important in being able to support you as an online student. And then we also offer a lot in addition to the stuff that you're going to be gaining throughout the program as well. So we offer a variety of different options for career support and resources, including our career strategy workplace group. This is housed on Workplace, and it's really where students and alumni are able to come together, network, job search, and also post job offerings. Especially since we have a lot of iDegree students from all over the globe that are looking for either remote options, different opportunities that they may not get within their own country. This is a really useful and beneficial tool to utilize. We also offer Big Interview. So this offers training courses as well as hands-on practice too, with mock interviews that are really tailored to your specific area of interest, as well as your career background. And then we also have Handshake. All of our students at the University of Illinois do have access to Handshake. It's a job board and career fair platform. It's more of a campus recruiting platform that's designed for our residential and on-campus students, but all of our students do still have this support and this resource as well. I will note though, you might just find the Career Strategy Workplace group, LinkedIn, and all of our other professional job boards to be a little bit more helpful as an online student. And then finally, we also have VMOC. This is a resume and career development tool that really helps improve your resume. So it essentially provides real-time feedback as well as advice on how to enhance your resume. And so sorry, I'm asking you a million questions, but can you touch a little bit more on just how the career support has been for you as you've been within the program as well?
Yeah, definitely. As I started just 1 year, I haven't used much apart from the workplace group, but I really plan to have VMock tool which can help me shape up my resume and other things, and other tools also. I plan to work a lot on that. But especially about career resources and networking, I want to highlight with the connect which I have got just from the LinkedIn and the different variety of industry and perspective which I have got. Yeah, already have started benefiting about my perspective about how I want to grow my career and other things. And it's not just about me because a few of my friends also are alumni of Gies Business of School, and I have seen them transition into a very good opportunities from levels like managers or technical leads to positions of director in some big companies with the useful networking and this tool making use of these big interview and handshake events. So
Very
yeah.
I do want to mention with that as well. I do see that
Mm.
question about like career support after graduation. You still will have that information, including like workplace. It's a really great resource to utilize even after you've completed the program, since you will still have access to that after graduation. I don't know exactly how long you'll have that access, but you will have it at least, I believe, a year or two afterwards as well. And then you should be able to have access to a few other of our options. And if you don't, the best way is to be able to reach out to us. Since you are an alumni, you will be able to get connected with your peers, the faculty still, and we'd love to just be able to support you wherever you are within your educational and your professional journey. And then I do have a really quick poll just to see exactly which part of the application process looks a little bit difficult or time consuming, either if you've started the application or you've just been looking at the requirements on our website. So I do want to put that on the screen if it's able to be shown. So whether that's the resume, personal statement, recommendation forms, the unofficial transcript, work experience, and the English proficiency test for our international applicants. I am going to go over all of these in the next slide, but I just want to be able to see exactly where you guys are at during the application process. Okay, perfect. I'm going to keep this on for about another second or two, and then I will move on to those different application requirements. Okay, so to touch on the application requirements, and this is definitely an important part of probably why you're all joining in today. So the minimum requirement to apply to the iMBA degree is a bachelor's degree with a minimum of a 3.0 GPA on a 4.0 scale or equivalent. You will also need a minimum of at least 3 years full-time work experience to be considered for admission. So you will need to provide a resume. This is essentially a professional resume highlighting your work experience, and it really just helps us identify and review if you're a good fit for the program that you're applying to. You will also need to submit your academic history. We do accept unofficial transcripts during the application process, but then you will need to submit your official transcripts once you're admitted into the program. With international students, we will also need a certificate of degree and mark sheets translated to English as well. And then you will need to also provide an academic personal statement that's 500 words or less on just the interest within the program. Explaining how it can help advance your career is really all we're looking for. And then there are also 4 short answer responses that you're going to need to respond to at least the first 2. And all of those prompts and information is provided within the application itself. You will also need to provide 2 recommenders. You just need to provide their name and email within the application, and then we will send them a form with about 8 to 10 questions where they're able to rate you, and then a couple paragraph form questions that they're able to respond to as well. Recommendation forms aren't a super huge lift on their side, but I do know getting recommendations could sometimes be tricky. So we try to make this as easy and smooth of a process as possible. And then we also do give them a few days after you submit to turn it in, even if it's after the application deadline. So your recommenders are required to complete the form that we're given, but they also have the option to include a letter of reference as well, but that is not required. For international students only, we will need those English proficiency scores since it is required by the graduate college. We do currently have a page outlining the requirements on those scores, as well as a few exemptions from submitting a test score. There's also a waiver essay option. So for example, if you've worked with a company where English is that primary language for many years, you're able to submit that in for the admission team to review. And then there is no GRE or GMAT test scores required for any of our programs. With scholarship opportunities, we do offer a limited amount of scholarship opportunities within Gies College of Business. We currently have the Coursera Scholarship. It's available twice a year in fall and spring to all of our master's degree applicants, and we offer essentially a limited number of scholarships that reimburse 70% of your tuition if chosen. And then for iMBA applicants only, you're also able to submit a scholarship application for the Forte Fellowship Award. And that is just awarding one iMBA student per enrollment cycle for the Forte Fellowship. And it awards a total of $20,000 to cover costs for the program. I do want to mention, in order to complete the Coursera or the Forte Scholarship, you will need to submit a complete admissions application. After you do submit that complete application, the link to submit the scholarship application will then be found on your status page within the application, and you will also get an email sent to you with that information as well. I do want to mention scholarship applications must be submitted by the deadline, and then late applications will not be accepted. These are competitive scholarships that we offer, so we also do encourage our students to look at external scholarship opportunities as well as financial assistance as well. And then finally, if you're concerned that your profile might not meet some of the requirements for direct admission into one of our degree programs, we do offer the performance-based admissions track, the PAT track, which offers a very flexible and rewarding pathway into our program. So if you are interested in the PAT track, you would apply the same way you would as a degree student. And then if you are admitted into the PAT track, you would start as a non-degree student, take 3 required courses as an iMBA student, and you need to earn a B or higher in at least 2 of those courses, as well as an overall GPA of a 3.0. After you complete those 3 courses, we then evaluate your grades, and if you successfully complete the PAT requirements, then you're admitted into the degree track, and all of your coursework during that PAT program would be transferred over as well. So this is a very amazing opportunity for some folks that just might not meet the requirements, but you do have a lot of professional experience and a very strong background to be able to make up for it. And it's also a really great option if you'd like to test out the program before actually fully committing to the degree track as well. And I do see that really quick question about the letter of reference. So a letter of reference does not substitute the recommendation form. The recommendation form is actually what is required that they will need to respond to. And then you can also add in a letter of recommendation as well. So to move on to the application review, essentially it'll take us about 2 to 3 weeks for us to review your materials, and then we will reach out with any missing materials, a decision, or an invitation to interview. For the iMBA program, as well as the IMSM program, the interview that we offer is going to be taking place on Zoom, and it lasts about 20 minutes to 30 minutes in total. And the interview really just gives us a chance to get to know you a little bit more, as well as your professional goals. And it's also an opportunity for you to highlight any particular information that you want to include about yourself, as well as ask any questions about the program. Okay, so now to move on to upcoming deadlines. So if you're looking to apply for the summer or fall start term, our applications are now open on the application portal, and we have all of our updated deadlines included on the webpage as well. Specifically to apply for the summer 2025 term, if you're looking to start by May, you would need to submit a complete application by 11:59 p.m. Central Time this Thursday, March 6th. So it is coming up this week. If you're looking to start in May, you would need to submit your complete application by the 11:59 p.m. Central Time deadline. And then if you're looking to actually start for the fall 2025 term, either with an August or an October start, you would then need to submit a complete application by, again, 11:59 p.m. Central Time, and this would be on Thursday, April 3rd. If you do apply by that Thursday, April 3rd deadline, this is the priority 1 deadline that we offer, and there are a lot of different benefits of applying by this deadline. And you can see it on the screen. The biggest deadline information that we offer with this program is that there's no application fee. You get early access to networking platforms and the content on Coursera, and then also priority registration if you apply by this priority deadline. And I also do want to mention, if you are interested in applying to that Coursera or that Forte scholarship for the fall 2025 term, you would need to submit an application by the April 3rd deadline. And then the application deadline for the scholarship is only 3 days after, on April 6th. So you would need to submit by then for the scholarship deadline as well, since late applications are not considered. All right. Hopefully you were able to learn a little bit more about the iMBA program and Gies Online in general. I hope this webinar was just able to give you a really quick breakdown of our unique stackable design, the program flexibility, as well as the variety of opportunities for engagement and professional growth within the program. I want to thank you all so much for joining in and taking that first step to learning more about our online offerings. And a very huge thank you to Saboth just sharing your experiences with the iMBA program as an iMBA student. It's really helpful just getting your insights since you are that real expert within the program as well. I do want to ask if you have any final questions, final words of advice that you want to give for our prospective learners that are actually interested in applying to the iMBA.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that. And I will just want to give an advice like any work which you really want to do, if you think about this, just take a decision, go with it. That will be the half of the work done. If you'll keep on thinking you're just losing time on these things, definitely it will be a wonderful experience about your career or a decision which you'll take for your career and the flexibility and all the benefit which Gies Online Business provide. My huge recommendation to everyone who is thinking to do it in the career, start early. That will be the best decision you'll take.
Perfect. Thank you
Sure.
so much. And also a huge thank you to Megan just for monitoring chat and as well as responding to all those questions within the Q&A feature and the chat as well. Thank you so much for that. And then really quickly before we answer any last minute questions, I know we're coming up to the time to end. I do want to put up a really quick poll just to see how you're feeling about Gies Online credentials now that you've learned a little bit more about the iMBA program. Feel free to respond in the survey, or you can just type into chat any feedback or any questions that you currently have. I'll keep this on for about a second or two, and I'll make sure to look at our chat before I go on to the next slide. The next slide does have a lot of information about just how to get connected with us, learn a little bit more about the program, your options, and just explore how to get connected with Gies Online. All right, perfect. I'll keep this on for another second. If you do have any questions, put them in the chat so I can be able to respond to that in the next few minutes. And then I will move on to the next slide. All right, so again, thank you all so much for joining. If you do have any questions, feel free to either reach out to us with the Gies Online email address or using phone. We do have that listed both on the screen. And then again, we do have that QR code as well. So if you are looking to get a really quick way to get connected with us, you could scan that as well. Just again, really thank you all so much for joining in, and we hope to be able to hear from you soon. Thank you all so much.